Hey, we're Gully Boys, and these are our first concerts ever.
The first concert that I went to, I was in 2nd grade, and I saw Justin Timberlake and Christina Aguilera, and I spent all of my babysitting money to get that. And don't ask me why I was babysitting in 2nd grade. I'm the oldest of 6, so I earned it, and it was incredible. My mom made me cover my eyes for most of it because Christina Aguilera had her titties out, but I wanted to see them. So, Justin Timberlake was my first love. I was in love with NSYNC. That's just like introduced me to boy bands, and I followed him. Justified was the first album that I bought with my own money. So it was the Justified tour. It was incredible. I just like seeing him live perform, I was like blown away, and it like solidified my love in like this lanky Memphis ramen noodle boy. So it was just, yeah, it was wonderful. It was a great introduction to music and live. And it was, I think it was at the XL Energy Center, so it was like a huge concert. I remember standing on the seat because I couldn't see over the person in front of me. But yeah, it was just wonderful. Me and my mom had such a fun time, and it's one of my standout memories from my childhood.
I don't know if this is my first concert. We grew up in La Crosse, Wisconsin, and not a lot of musicians go there, so it was kind of late in the game. But when I think of like my first concert, I think of this Panic at the Disco concert that we went to at First Avenue, which was really iconic because Naughty was also there, and we didn't know each other at the time, obviously, because we were like 14 or 13 or whatever. But it was the whole ordeal. You did the meet and greet,
So did
the whole
Naughty.
thing where you like run to the barrier, like immediately when you get in, you like run to the front and like grip the barrier for dear life. And I remember getting like pushed up against the barrier, and it was kind of
It was so
painful, but we
fun.
were having so much fun. And Brendan Urie was a lot smaller than we thought he was.
It's tiny.
He's
The
very
picture
small.
I have next to him though, like I'm 6 feet tall, and like Brendan Urie's like in my armpit. And it's just like, I was like, I love you so much, and you were so much bigger in my brain. I don't know why I never thought to Google the height of Brendan Urie.
My picture, I'm blushing so hard, like my whole body is red. It's
Pink boy.
amazing. I might blush right now. My first concert was Martina McBride. I was a big 2000s country little kid. And then after that, it was Panic at the Disco. So it was like a good 10-year difference there. But yeah. Martina was like my first love. She sang about like feminism in like cute 5-year-old way. Like, this one's for the girls. And then she lists off all the ages and stuff. Like, this one's for the girls who are 40. This one's for the girls who are 10.
This is actually kind of a hard question because I have a dad who is in bands. So my first concert was definitely like, my dad's a drummer, so it was definitely like one of his shows, probably at like a random bar in Minneapolis or something. And I don't super remember it, but they were called Superman Curl.
Superman Curl.
And that was probably the first one, but the first one I remember going to, I think, was the Noisettes at the Varsity, and that was also with my dad. Like I said, I was fortunate to have a dad who was really into music and took me into a lot of concerts growing up, and there was a lot of very funny experiences of me being 8 or 9 and just in a mosh pit, but the buffest men would just try to get me to the front and be like, bring this kid up there. And I would be like, okay. And then my dad would just be in the sidelines please don't let my child be killed, that would be bad. But I'm here, I'm okay. I said all that to say I don't really remember what the first concert was, but I do remember the energy of most of them, which was being protected by a sea of buff men. Or if it was the shows that my dad was playing, it was probably an audience of some of his pals, hanging out. His bandmate, he's in another band now. They're called the 99ers. That's all I got.
Cute.